Young people in attendance, President Ruto impressed upon Africa to support the establishment of a borderless market for African entrepreneurs and businesses.
And we all know what borderless countries have done. Look, the people who taught us about visas, because we didn't have visas, our good brothers from Europe came and taught us about visas. Today, the visas they told us or they taught us, they themselves have abolished visas in 27 countries. They today are borderless.
Further, President Ruto called on Kenyans who are yet to take up advantage of the Arizona online scholarships to do so.
As we gather for this 6th summit dubbed Youth Innovating a Borderless African Renaissance, I am convinced that we are at the dawn of a new Africa where innovation will cross boundaries, where creativity will flourish without constraints, and where the dreams of our young people will take root.
Speaking at the same event, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua challenged youth to take up leadership roles in matters of innovation and entrepreneurship, as Youth Affairs Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba disclosed that excellent young innovators will be awarded during this year's Jamhuri Day.
And I would like to challenge our youth from Africa. Please, take your rightful place in this continent. We want to urge you to take leadership in all spheres of influence.
Bring your ideas. We have a platform to screen those ideas. We have another platform under the Kenya National Innovation Agency to incubate those ideas to improve them. And then we have a startup fund. On Jamhuri Day, the best innovations, each innovation, will be receiving 5 million shillings.
Meanwhile, Council of Governors Chairperson Anne Waiguru has urged leaders to ensure young women get unrestricted access to opportunities.
As a Council of Governors, we are working on a youth and integration policy that will be mainstreamed throughout all our counties to ensure that we allow movement of young people, be it men or women, to access opportunities through AGPO, to access training through our digital hubs.
The summit will culminate in this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations. For Legends Edition, I'm Joseph Wahungu.
As the 6th Youth Connect Africa Summit continues at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, young innovators have taken the stage by storm to display their works. One such innovator is Peter Njeri, who has converted plastic waste to clean energy. With this innovation, which he says is cost-effective, he is preaching the message of clean energy in cooking. Our reporter Nancy Okware caught up with him alongside other innovators and filed the following story.
We catch up with Peter Njeri, a 32-year-old Kenyan, with his innovation. Having witnessed the struggles of his parents as a result of using solid fuel, he decided to venture into clean energy.
I grew up in a place called Soweto. My siblings and I had to walk for miles in search of food for cooking. And on coming back home, I will see our mom crying and choking from the smoke. So we started our company whereby we convert plastic waste, and then from the plastic waste we're able to harvest gas, compress into gas canisters and sell.
He has also come up with Kenya's first renewable energy community kitchen in Soweto slums, where those who cannot afford gas can cook at a fee.
Women and men from the communities in the low-income areas, they're able to come, and they come with their raw food. Maybe say if you have your unga or your sukuma wiki, you just come into the community kitchen, you only pay 30 shillings for you to cook for 1 hour. And then you're able to carry your food home.
Tumekuwa tukipartner kwa njia tofauti, kwa njia michezo na pia environmental. So tuko na academy kule nyumbani ambapo watoto wetu pia sisi tunaelimisha kuhusu mambo na environment, kwa kuwa pia wanatusaidia ku collect hizi plastics kutoka kwa mitaa zetu.
A few meters away, this caravan catches my attention. We find young people learning computer skills. We are told that it traverses from one part of the country to the other under the State Department of Youth Affairs to instill learners with computer and entrepreneurship skills.
We train them on the entrepreneurship, and at the end of the 5th day, they do a business plan which they present and pitch. And the successful business plans, we try as much as possible to also connect and link with other organizations and get sponsorship for the next level.
Since 2018, we have been able to train over 2,500 youth across the country.
After undergoing the training of ICT skills and entrepreneurship skills, I was given a scholarship to join Moringa. And since then, my life has not been the same because now I have lifelong skills.
It targets youth at the bottom of the pyramid with classes offered at no cost. Ali Hassan is also another young person who has displayed his works at KICC. He does portraits and he hopes that this one will catch the eye of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
I took 2 weeks to finish out because you have to draw it, and then after that you spray it. Art pays, but not everyone appreciate art. So ukiambia msee unauza such kind of an artwork 30k, mtu ako zile za like, ai nilipe ninunue portrait 30k, siache niende nipigwe picha basi.
His partner Doreen Mweni, on the other hand, does paintings that are also on display today. President William Ruto on Saturday encouraged young people to venture into self-employment and innovations, saying that the government is committed to providing an enabling environment.
We must foster a conducive environment for entrepreneurship by providing young people with access to capital, mentorship, and opportunities to transform their ideas into thriving cross-border businesses.
The display at the Kenyatta International Convention Center is a true reflection of how resilient African youth are in an era that is slowly shifting towards innovation and self-employment. Nancy Okware, reporting for Legends Edition from KICC, Nairobi.
And in line with the spirit and vibes of the Youth Connect Africa Summit, President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua chose to go casual, a seemingly visible departure from the usual designer suits. The two opted for a casual style that blended easily with the target audience of the summit, the youth.
President William Ruto was at KICC to preside over the opening ceremony of the Youth Connect Africa Summit. And if you thought he would appear dressed in either a formal suit or his favorite Kaunda suit, then you are wrong. The head of state showed up in smart casual wear, a white jacket, red t-shirt, blue jeans and sneakers, bringing with him a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere at the Youth Summit. His deputy was also equally dressed. Gachagua donned a white tracksuit punctuated with golden stripes. His brand name Rigiji was embroidered on the tracksuit. The head of state then went to inspect the exhibition of various works of art before joining various groups in dance and song, causing excitement among the youthful dancers. Here, the youthful-looking head of state never disappointed. The head of public service, Felix Koskei, last week urged civil servants and Kenyans at large to dress down in the countdown to 60th Jamhuri Day celebrations, which will be the climax of the Youth Connect Africa Summit. Tilio Marco for Legends Edition.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga is demanding an immediate reduction of the cost of fuel in the country, noting that there has been a significant reduction in global prices. Raila said Kenyans continue to suffer due to poor policies under the Ruto regime, which have made life unbearable for a majority of Kenyans and threaten to destroy progress made in developing various sectors of the economy. On his part, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and NARC Kenya's Martha Karua have called on human rights defenders to continue holding the government to account amid what they say is runaway corruption that continues to plague the country.
The opposition chief, accompanied by a host of leaders, launched an onslaught on the government, saying poor tax regime and unfulfilled campaign promises by the Kenya Kwanza government have made the lives of Kenyans unbearable.
Sasa tuna habari ya kwamba bei ya mafuta katika soko ya ulimwengu imerudi chini. Sasa natakana mwezi huu wapunguze bei ya mafuta na shilingi 45 kwa lita. Sio ati shilingi 5, shilingi 10 peke yake. 45 au 50 kwa lita. Manake bei ya mafuta imerudi chini kabisa katika soko ya ulimwengu.
Speaking separately, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and his NARC Kenya counterpart Martha Karua have called on human rights defenders to continue holding the government to account amid what they say is a runaway corruption that continues to plague the country.
I know this is a very trying moment for Kenyans, even as we pursue justice and we pursue democratic gains. That is a mission that was given to us, Chair. It was not the political class. It was a result of Kenyans shedding blood and police not being held accountable for use of live bullets against innocent demonstrators.
On her part, Martha Karua called on civil society organizations to jealously guard democratic institutions, saying there's a recession of democracy and civil liberties in the country.
Time has come, like no other, where we have to examine our systems, fight for increased transparency and accountability. Even when our constitution says so, accountability is frowned upon or trashed.
Elsewhere, the Democratic Action Party leader Eugene Wamalwa has criticized those agitating for a referendum on the National Dialogue Committee report, saying a referendum will not improve the lives of Kenyans languishing in abject poverty. Wamalwa, who was addressing party delegates in Kakamega, called on delegates to register party members countrywide to enable them ascend to power come 2027 and help weed out corruption, which says was the root cause of all problems facing Kenya.
Na wenzetu Kenya kwanza bado hawasikii kilio cha Wakenya. Bado wanaendelea kufinya kabisa. Dunia nzima bei ya mafuta imeshuka. Inakuwaje jamani Wakenya wenzangu? Sasa bei ya mafuta dunia nzima imeshuka at the lowest 69. Mama Suluhu Hassan hapa ameshukisha bei ya mafuta Tanzania.
And finally, the Jubilee Party has put strategies in place as it prepares for the 2027 elections. Speaking in Mpeketoni, where they condemned the Lamu killings, the party's deputy chairman David Murathe said the party is solid and will not fold despite recent leadership disagreements.
Sisi tunajua Amu ama Lamu, watu wamekuwa wakikaa kwa amani, na hata hiyo vurugu tunasikia inachochewa kutoka wapi? Kutoka nje.
Abdullahi Ali, The Legends Edition.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has raised concerns over legislative proposals it says will water down the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023 that is seeking to bar public officers from trading with the government. Speaking at the International Anti-Corruption Day 2023 in Murang'a, EACC chairperson Dr. David Oginde further noted the move could cripple the Commission's effort in fighting corruption. As Abdi Aziz Hashim now reports, EACC CEO Twalib Barak says Kenya's education system is on the verge of losing its credibility globally if unchecked due to cases of exam cheating and the rise of fake academic papers attributed to corruption.
Kenya has joined the rest of the world in marking International Anti-Corruption Day 2023 in Murang'a County. EACC boss Twalib Barak saying that the war on corruption has permeated vital sectors.
County Commissioner, you stood here. Don't allow from here to the main road to Nairobi 3 police roadblock. Why? Do we need them? Those are toll stations, they're not roadblocks. We know them, they're toll stations.
Twalib noted that the education system could be downgraded and could lose its credibility among the League of Nations.
We need to see how to address the issue of fake certificates. Exam cheating. Today, any Kenyan, you go anywhere in the country, you get admitted directly because the Kenyan education system is valued. But with the way we are going on, very soon will be declassified.
Recently, the Kenya National Qualification Authority and the EACC said that 1/3 of employed Kenyans are not qualified for their jobs.
On Friday, I got a letter from the AG's office through mutual legal assistance on somebody who purported to have a degree from Kampala University. He is a CS in a county in charge of mining, and the letter was in bold. This certificate is fake.
This comes as the EACC chairperson, Dr. David Oginde, revealed that certain bills on the floor of the August House are seeking to cripple the Commission's effort in the fight against corruption.
One such proposed amendment was seeking to remove procurement breaches from legal redress and place them under administrative action. Another seeks to exempt any person who has been convicted for corruption to be free to serve in public office.
Is that we need to continually make our state apparatus strong, because it is the ones that we check through democracy, it is the one we check through infrastructure like EACC. And I believe the evolution of Kenya, every day making our institutions greater, every day refining our institutions, will go a long way in terms of accountability, but also strengthening an institution like EACC.
This comes as the Justice Committee of the National Assembly has deleted Clause 19 of the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, which barred public officers from trading with any state entity.
In the Conflict of Interest Bill that is going on before the House, there are attempts being made to water it down so that public officers can still trade with government.
MPs now want the bill changed back to allow public officers to trade with any state agency except their employer.
Key security stakeholders in the country are calling upon leaders not to politicize the fight against corruption and instead empower independent institutions like EACC, DCI and the Office of Director of Public Prosecution in the fight against the vice. Abdiaziz Hashim from Murang'a County, Legends Edition.
Right, it's time for a quick break and we'll be back in a short while. Stay with us.
Cheza Loto Moto.
School fees mtoto imelipwa, lakini bado tunataka kuendelea throughout.
Loto Moto imekuja kwa maisha yetu when I needed it the most. That is all I can say for now. I'm so grateful. May God bless you.
Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Mungu anatarajia ukanyange hatua mbele. Wengine wametawaliwa na uchawi, wakati wao umefika. Wewe umenitazama siku ya leo. Neema na kibali cha Bwana kikawe juu ya maisha yako.
Forgive me, Magdalena, but I can't get married to you.
You knew about it, right? You knew about it and you didn't tell me. How was I to know? I'm sure you knew about it.
I'm scared she might do something stupid. She won't. Calm down, don't worry. Magdalena is much stronger than anyone can imagine.
You should have been here a long time ago. You would arrive in half an hour. I'll be looking for you.
Ricardo, is that you? Answer me!
Over the years, we have been putting you on the front seat to witnessing our country's history, covering Kenya's most defining moments. As we commemorate 60 years of independence, we give you yet another chance to be part of Kenya's history. This year's Jamhuri Day celebrations will be presided over by His Excellency President Dr. William Ruto at Uhuru Gardens. Watch the live coverage of the celebrations on Tuesday, 12th December 2023 on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back. Prime Cabinet Secretary and Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has called for renewed commitment to democracy, equality and justice as Kenya celebrates its 60th Jamhuri Day. Speaking in London, Mudavadi urged Kenyans living in the diaspora to embrace the richness of diversity and inclusive development for a better country that fosters a sense of belonging for every Kenyan. Mudavadi also acknowledged the positive outcomes of the official visit by Their Majesties the King Charles and Queen Camilla in Kenya recently.
I take this moment to acknowledge the positive outcomes of the official visits undertaken by Their Majesties, the King and Queen Camilla. Their visit at the invitation of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, covered. Today, we stand united in pride, reflecting on the progress we have achieved, the obstacles we have overcome, and the promise of a brighter future. In the intricate tapestry of Kenya's history, each thread narrates a story of resilience, diversity, and progress. Our unity, forged by the shared aspirations of freedom fighters and the dreams of our people, remains the cornerstone of our strength. As we celebrate Jamhuri Day, we renew our commitment to the core principles that define us: democracy, equality, and justice as a Commonwealth member state.
Non-governmental organizations and government bodies have been challenged to enhance collaborations in promoting table banking initiatives in a bid to empower small and medium entrepreneurs. BenGa, founder of the BenGa Foundation, says a collective effort is crucial to creating a widespread impact and unlocking the full potential of women and youth entrepreneurs.
Compelling call to action, the founder of the BenGa Foundation is urging women and youth to embrace the concept of table banking as a means to sustain their businesses and foster empowerment. BenGa, a visionary entrepreneur and philanthropist, highlighted the importance of financial independence for women and the younger generation, emphasizing that the move could play a pivotal role in achieving economic sustainability.
My vision is to bring a welfare to the community that is sustainable in fostering developments and also taking care of less fortunate, not forgetting the whole community.
The Empowerment Foundation has been at the forefront of initiatives aimed at equipping women and youth with the skills and resources needed to thrive in various industries.
Hii biashara ilikuwa chini kutoka BenGa Foundation naanza kutupatia loans. Sasa imekuwa poa. Majukumu ilikuwa gumu na vitu zilikuwa zimepanda bei.
Mama wenye wanakaanga kwa nyumba, ile kitu naweza waambia ni watafute tu kitu kadogo ya kuanzia, hata kama ni kuuza mayai, kuuza melon. Juu the more wanafanya, the more wanagain profit kadogo, the more wanaenda wakigrow.
Gitau's passionate advocacy for table banking aligns with the foundation's commitment to fostering self-reliance and community-driven economic development.
Tu kupata hiyo pesa ya BenGa Foundation ilikuwa na shida ya kulipa nyumba, lakini ilikuja ikanisaidia nikaweza kusimama. Ilikuwa imefikia mahali naweza funga nyumba, lakini sasa siwezi kufunga.
Majorly we train business people on how to run their businesses. We also collaborate with other organizations like county trackers, where we deal with the elderly and less fortunate program. We are also helping the Boda program and Juakali artisans and managing the industry.
The initiative involves a collective savings and lending approach where members contribute funds to a common pool. The pool is then rotated among members, providing participants with access to capital for their business endeavors.
For example, with a group of 10. Mko 10, like mnaanzia na 50,000. 50,000 mko watu 10. So each will get 5k.
Policy advocates for autism are calling on the government to come up with a permanent solution to help autistic children live a normal life. Led by Wamaratu Chege, who is the Director of Public Policy and Special Projects, they are advocating that every school has special classrooms and teachers for autistic children as a way to help management and intervention of autism. Pauline Nasimiu reports.
Different stakeholders, teachers and parents gathered in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania for an autism awareness campaign organized by International Conference for Autism at Julius Nyerere Convention Center that saw countries joining together to create awareness on autism. While addressing the media, policy advocate for autism Wamaratu Chege called on the government to come up with a permanent solution to help autistic children by building special schools for them in every school from early childhood development level to primary level.
We need that classroom right there for just autistic children. Why? Early intervention. They caught them when they were 3, 2.
He also wants equality in the way children are being treated.
The children with autism, because they've been discriminated, they must be given free, like any other school, any other child that goes to school in primary school for free, so that kama Wakenya tena tusikwe discriminate watoto wetu, na watoto ndio wa viongozi wa kesho.
Former chair for people with autism in Tanzania, Dr. Stella Rosaula, advocated for support for single parents struggling alone to raise autistic children.
It's not necessarily a single parent with a child with autism, but also all the parents, because they are all going through the same challenges. And the support could be through education, making sure that they get all the health services, they get the schools for their children.
Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and interact. Pauline Nasimiu for Legends Edition.
A family in Likoni, Mombasa County, needs 7 million shillings to cater for a liver transplant for their ailing son. 10-month-old Ayan Adam was diagnosed with biliary atresia, a rare congenital condition that occurs in infants and is supposed to undergo a transplant procedure in India.
A smiling Ayan Adam in the arms of his mother, and one will mistake him for a healthy 10-month-old baby. Ayan was born in February 2023 with no complications. However, he started to develop yellowish eyes 3 days after his birth.
Adam nilimzaa tarehe 26 mwezi wa pili 2023 pale hospitali ya Kilifi inaitwa Pwani Medical. Alikuwa vizuri bila shida yoyote.
Days later, Rahma, his mother, visited the hospital again to seek answers. But the doctor assured her that the condition is common with toddlers and that with time he will heal.
Siku yake ya 5 nikaona ile hali bado haijarekebishika, ndipo nikamregesha tena hospitalini, lakini bado nikapewa maelezo yale yale.
After several visits to the hospital, Rahma was referred to Coast General Hospital. It was at this point, after a series of tests conducted on Ayan, that he was diagnosed with biliary atresia, a rare congenital condition that occurs in infants that leads to the blockage in the bile ducts.
Pofika pale Coast General wakaanza kufanya utafiti wao pia na kutaka kujua hii shida ilianzia wapi, na walipofanya utafiti wao sasa wakatambua kuwa ile damu ambayo iko kwenye ubongo imetokea kwa ini. Ndio safari yake sasa ya huu ugonjwa ambao ako nao ikaanzia pale. Nikafanya test kadhaa kwake na wakapata kufahamu sasa kuwa ini lake liko na shida, hakuzaliwa na zile bile ducts ambapo ini linatoa ile bile na hakuna mahali inaenda ile bile, inakuwa accumulated hapo kwa liver na imefanya ile ini lake limeharibika.
Rahma now says his son's condition has continued to deteriorate.
Matibabu yaliyobaki ni transplant, ya liver transplant ambayo inafaa ifanyike kule nchini India.
Ombi letu ni kwamba Mkenya yote ambaye anaweza tusaidia katika ile spirit ya kusaidiana kama Wakenya, atusaidie tuwe tutaweza kupata matibabu.
The family is now experiencing financial challenges. For financial assistance, send your donations to pay bill number 8613998, account number Baby Ayan, or I&M bank account number 04302918603450, or M-Pesa number 0721161778, name Rahma Gohu. Doreen Arange for Legends Edition.
Cheza Loto Moto.
We've gone ahead tukamaliza pia school fees ya your other kid.
Thank you God. Asante sana Loto Moto.
Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
Na nilikuwa nimeambiwa. Na nilikuwa nimewaona.
Do you blame me for everything that is happening about your shamba?
Kama ungemleta kwa maisha yetu, hatungekuwa hapa tuko sahihi.
Ulikuwa unaona akiwa malaika. Wewe ukushuku alikuwa mkora? What exactly does Jackie do the whole day? Analala kwa hiyo kiti, ana watch movie na kukula.
Na sasa kama unasikia uchungu, so ni join ukuje tuone naye movie.
I'm so sorry, Jen.
I never got the chance to hold that baby or push it. Usipigane wengine mashani kama wewe, napigana wanga mbinguni, sawa?
Amen, amen. Hata ndio inafanya ndoa yako isimame.
Unajua vitu nimepiga, angalia kwa hizo vitu atakwambia nini nimebaiba. Haya. Hebu kwa nje vitu nikusukuma.
Wacha kusema.
Wewe uone nini kama baraka in this guys? Jen kupoteza huyo mtoto unaweza rudiana.
Si Jackie uanze kuongea kama binadamu ukweli wewe.
Beberu hakutaka kutia sukuko mbele. Hakutaka kufanya chochote, na kwa hivyo watu wakawa hawana nafasi.
Ijapokuwa watu wakisema kufundisha watoto watapata kazi wapi?
Our villages and towns are powered by electricity.
How has Kenya fared in the realization of her independence clarion call of eliminating ignorance, poverty and diseases? Kenya at 60, a special KBC coverage beginning Monday, the 4th of December to Jamhuri Day.
Welcome back. Nairobi is Kenya's seat of power, the country's capital city as well as its industrial city. These attributes have seen the capital bear the biggest brunt as the preferred place for settlement, with the pull factor being a better life and job opportunities. As Judith Akolo reports, Nairobi, that was known as the place of cool waters, has arguably become the place of running sludge decades into independence.
At independence in 1963, the population of Nairobi was 361,000 people only, with a population density of 493 people per square kilometer. Today, the population is estimated to be 5,325,160, with a population density of approximately 4,850 people per square kilometer. Nairobi then was 73 years old after becoming a settlement in 1890 at the arrival of Europeans. The Europeans, together with their Nubian soldiers, had first settled at Pangani, then Kileleshwa. The Nubians later moved to the expansive Kibra area, leaving the Europeans in the plush Kileleshwa.
Kileleshwa pia ni pori. Tena wakafieka hapa yote. Baada ya kufieka, wakaambiwa sasa tena kutoka huko ndio wakaja hapa Kibira. Kibira wakaja hapa kwa wakati 1900 ndio walikuja hapa Kibira. Tena wakapata Kibira hapa ni pori tena kubwa sana.
Nairobi then grew into an administrative center and later as the capital city for Kenya. The colonial government then selected a site on the high ground north of Nairobi River and away from the railway station to be the administrative headquarters, which is the present-day State House area. The colonial government adopted the Hoyt sector model of urban planning that allowed for a central business district that was well connected by road and rail to residential areas.
The buses that we see when you go to Europe, the double-decker buses were here. The year we came here, the double-decker buses were here. And I remember we would run to go on the top one so that you would go on the upstairs rather than the lower one. And they were so well controlled in a manner that no bus would stop anywhere on the road unless it is on a bus stop.
It had an area for factories, which to date is known as industrial area. And next was the low-class residential areas of Muthurwa, where most of those that lived there worked for Kenya-Uganda Railways. There is Kaloleni Estate and Makongeni that housed both Post Office and Kenya Railways employees. Estates like Mbotela, Makadara were all low-class estates that provided homes for those working in the central business district as well as the factories and industries. The middle-class estates of Buruburu and later Umoja came up under a special arrangement that saw the Nairobi City Council begin to allow for private-public partnerships in the delivery of housing as the population in the city started growing.
We lost it when we decided that the council decided not to put more homes. They decided not to put more housing, and it was given to the public to buy land and, put their own estates. Their interest is just how much money can we make, how tall the buildings can be, so they get more money. I think we lost it there.
Model planned estate was Buruburu. Yeah, that was one of the best that was deemed to be a model planned estate in Nairobi. But you see what's happening? It also seemed to be also completely disappearing because of mushrooming of development.
Across the other side of the city were such estates as South C and South B, Nairobi West, where the Asian community lived, and next to it was Kibra, where the Nubian community lived in the reserve.
The irony is the Nubians themselves are not allowed to put up new structures. That was even there during the colonial days. You are not allowed to repair houses. You are only, because perhaps there was no intention per se to give Kibra, although it has the Kibra means forest, dense forest.
According to a study undertaken by the University of Nairobi lecturers Professor Samuel Owor and Dr. Teresia Mbatia, Nairobi, Kenya's capital city, has about 150 informal settlements where nearly 60% of the city's population live. An urban planner, Peter Orimba, argues that it is due to lack of a plan that the city finds itself in this state.
It is very difficult sometimes to make provision for some of these services that planning ought to provide for, like the infrastructural services, the community facilities, the amenities. It becomes so difficult because people first get to that place. Then now as well, when you struggle, you really want to bring these things, probably even to the planning standard, what will be desired as planning standard. It just become a big problem.
He says, while 10 years after independence in 1974, the government came up with a master plan for development of Nairobi, it expired 30 years later in 2004, and with the absence of a master plan, development continued without a plan.
We've also had challenges with our institutions. They do not have the capacity, the financial capacity, even the knowledge, so that they are just able to implement or to enforce some of these plans.
This means that any development after that has lacked a plan. Hence, the houses that today, while most people feel safe behind the walls, they constitute one big slum with both horizontal and vertical shacks.
So we have two types of slums, vertical and horizontal. Yeah, but probably sometimes the people in the vertical ones feel much better. But that is it. That's the truth of the matter.
It will take a revolution to take Nairobi back to what the original settlers had planned for it. Judith Akolo, KBC, Channel 1.
Right, Topi Lambila is all set with the latest in sports.
And a big welcome again. Thank you very much for us. I think we're going to have a bumper one again as usual. And we start off with handball. Defending champions National Cereals and Produce Board and Nairobi Water are the winners of the East and Central Africa Handball Confederation Cup Championships that concluded today at the Nyayo National Stadium. NCPB defeated Gishumbi of Rwanda 34-32 in the men's final, while Nairobi Water humbled NCPB 27-24 in the deciding tie to win the women's title. Here's some of the action from the games.
Defending champion Nairobi Water humbled NCPB 27-24 in the deciding tie to lift the title in the 9th time. Cecilia Kateo and Gladys Chilo scored 8 goals each for Nairobi Water Queens, while Naomi Muyoka and Joanna Kinyi were the top scorers for NCPB with 5 goals each. The Kenyan champions topped the log with 7 points, 2 points ahead of second-placed NCPB.
What worked for us today was hard defense, because our coach taught us that when we are hard on defense, then the attack will be easy. So that's exactly what we applied, hard defense and then easy attack for us.
I'm very thankful for the girls for once again retaining the trophy, and give thanks to the Almighty God for His will.
Uganda's Nkaja competed in the podium positions with 4 points. NCPB's men team retained the regional title after seeing off Gishumbi of Rwanda 34-32 in the men's final. William Malui was the top scorer of NCPB with 8 goals, while Irarena Emmanuel scored 8 goals for Rwanda's Gishumbi. En route to the final, NCPB defeated Rwanda Police 28-25, while Gishumbi dismissed Uganda's Prisons 33-23.
Boys will face Kisumu County boys tomorrow in a mini Mashemeji Derby semi-finals in the ongoing Talanta Hela Under-19 tournament at the Nyayo National Stadium. Homa Bay girls will face Busia girls in the girls semi-final match. The matches will be televised live on KBC Channel 1 and Y254.
The Galanta Hill Under-19 tournament enters the semi-finals tomorrow. Vihiga Boys defeated West Pokot Boys 5-4 on post-match penalties to qualify for the semi-final, while Kisumu thrashed Makueni 4-0 to qualify for the semis. Kisumu finished top of Pool C, while Vihiga topped Pool A with 9 points. Elsewhere in Utalii grounds, Homa Bay will square it out with Nakuru in the semi-final. In the ladies category, Busia ladies will line up against Homa Bay girls at Nyayo National Stadium, while Kisumu play Uasin Gishu at Utalii Sports Club.
As we head to the semis, we look forward that we are going to make improvements on the areas that have not been able to do well. Our midfield today was a bit low, and also our attack was also a bit low. So as we shall be working on those areas, we hope that they will be able to improve and play a better game during the semi-finals.
The tournament ends on 12th of December during the Jamhuri Day celebrations, and the winner will walk away with 5 million shillings. Don't miss the actions live at KBC Channel 1 and Y254. For Legends Edition, I'm Sela Onyango.
Now, defending champions Gor Mahia stretched their lead at the top of the FKF Premier League standings after picking a point from a 2-2 draw against Nzoia Sugar at the Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay County. In other matches, KCB were held to a goalless draw by Talanta FC at the Police Circle Stadium. City Stars beat Bandari 1-0 at the Ruaraka grounds, while Muranga Seals drew 1-1 against Ulinzi Stars at SportPesa Arena Stadium. Gor Mahia now tops the league standings on 28 points from 14 matches, while Posta Rangers is second place with 25 points after 13 games played. KCB is third with 24 points after 14 matches. Information, Communications and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo was among hundreds of mourners who attended the burial of renowned Gor Mahia and Harambee Stars fan Jaro Soja's mum at Ndori Village Home in Game, Siaya County. Mama Alice Atieno died on the 16th of last month after short illness. Jaro is famous for his fondness for Gor Mahia Football Club, which he was expressed by painting his house in the club's green colors. He has also attended many matches and events involving the club and always wearing colorful outfits. Now, Kenyatta University men's hockey team defeated Daystar University 1-0 as the second edition of the Heroes Tournament kicked off on Saturday at the City Park Hockey Stadium in Nairobi. Park Road defeated JKUA 2-0, while Wazito played to a goalless draw with Multimedia University. In the women's category, Daystar University suffered a 2-0 defeat to Kenyatta University. The Heroes Tournament has attracted two ladies teams, Daystar University and Kenyatta University, while the men's category has 7 teams. The tournament aims to honor legends in hockey and bring together junior and senior players. The two-day tournament will end on Sunday at the same venue.
So far we've played 2 matches. The first match, it was a draw. Then we played Daystar. Unfortunately, we lost 1-0. It was, as you know, hockey is a game of chances. So we had our chances, they had their chances, they utilized their chances more. That led to the result. So, yeah, tough match, but you're looking forward for a win.
I think we were not into the game as we should have been. But let's say our defending skills and our midfield are kidogo, but we are getting there in our next game.
Viewers, LOTO Power, the largest lottery in Kenya, is giving you a chance to win up to 200 million Kenyan shillings for just 60 bob per ticket. All you have to do is pick 6 out of 49 numbers plus 1 power number separated by a comma and join winners on our draws every Wednesday and Saturday. It's time to reveal the winning numbers for tonight's LOTO Power draw. Congratulations to all the winners. If you didn't win this time, here's another chance. Dial *463# or visit www.lotopower.co.ke and play. Every ticket you purchase contributes towards a noble cause and charitable activities. Watch LOTO Power Draw every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm your host, Elle.
Over the years, we have been putting you on the front seat to witnessing our country's history, covering Kenya's most defining moments. As we commemorate 60 years of independence, we give you yet another chance to be part of Kenya's history. This year's Jamhuri Day celebrations will be presided over by His Excellency President Dr. William Ruto at Uhuru Gardens. Watch the live coverage of the celebrations on Tuesday, 12th December 2023 on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back. Former Harambee Stars players Paul Kiongera, Wilson Obungu and David Kingatua are among 28 new coaches that have graduated with the CAF C coaching license. The 5-week program was conducted by CAF FKF instructors Twahir Muhyiddin and Zedekia Otieno, the Mbaraki Mombasa former Bandari FC and now Sofapaka FC goalkeeper trainer Wilson Obungu was one of the coaches and that called upon active and former players to enroll in the coaching programs to help shape and take Kenya football to another level. Veteran coach and CAF FKF instructor Twahir Muhyiddin applauded FKF for their push for more coaching training all over Kenya, saying the Kenya Under-18 boys team achievements are a result of the ongoing training.
Hii nafasi inapatiwa ili kuweza kuboresha mpira wetu wa Kenya. Tukitoa mfano, makoches hawa majority ndio wale ambao wamesaidia hawa vijana wetu tunaona ambao walikuwa kwa Sekafa Under-18.
Wao wenyewe wamekiri kwamba ni tofauti sana mchezaji yule ambaye walivyoanza wao kufunza, ni kwamba walikuwa wanafunza kutegemea maarifa waliokuwa nao wao zamani, lakini wameona kwamba mpira wa kileo tofauti kubwa sana ipo na mpira ambao walipitia nyuma.
Tumepata hiyo opportunity. Hapo kitambo ilikuwa hizo nafasi kuzipata ni ngumu. Zingine zilikuwa zinapeana kwa kujuana, lakini kwa saizi ziko wazi, tunazipata na tuna opportunity nzuri sana ya kuweza kusaidia nchi kuleta zile talent zingine ziweze kufika katika kiwango cha juu.
Now, Prisons Central registered a convincing 3-1 victory over NYS in the ongoing Kenya Volleyball Federation Division 2 Men's League at the Nyayo National Stadium. Meanwhile, Rapid Deployment Unit team got a walkover against Bunge FC. There is some of the action.
Prisons Central fought hard in the opening set, which they narrowly won 26-24. NYS came back fighting to back the second set 25-23 before losing the third set 25-17. Prison Central bagged the fourth set 25-19 to walk away with maximum points. In other matches, Kenya Airports Police Unit defeated Pamoja Tujijenge by 3 sets to 1 of 15-25, 19-25, 25-14 and 17-25. Rapid Deployment Unit team got a walkover against Bunge, while Prison Central also got a walkover against Kenyatta University. The match is pitting Eldowaz against Langata High School and Engineers against Vihiga County will be played at a later date.
From the motor racing scene, Irish driver John Coyne commenced his journey in the East African Safari Classic Rally with an impressive performance, securing the best time during the prologue at Vipingo Ridge in Kilifi County on Saturday. The event, which was flagged off this morning by Kilifi County Deputy Governor Flora Chibule, saw over 60 drivers and navigators, marking the largest ever entry for the East African Safari Classic Rally. Let's take a look.
In the 15.5-kilometer prologue, which served as a vital warm-up for Sunday's Day 1 leg, Coyne defeated 2019 champion Chris Rosenberger by 8 seconds while driving his Starfield-prepared Porsche 911 and being guided by fellow countryman Josh McEllan.
We have a big task ahead, but it's a good way to start to see what the pace is like with all these guys here with local knowledge. So, yeah, it's nice to start like this, but I don't expect to do that on every stage.
Emil Betmeyer of Germany took third place, 12 seconds behind the winner.
It was very, very tricky. It was very narrow. There was a lot of trees on the side, and you had to be careful not to hit anything. And there was some big bumps and jumps. So it was really, really tricky for first stage. But we did a good time, and we get to pick our position for tomorrow. So we're happy.
Defending champion Baldev Chaga, led by Gareth Dawe in their Porsche 911, finished 30 seconds behind the winner despite encountering many difficulties. Chaga is motivated to follow in the footsteps of countryman Rob Coyne, who won consecutive races in 2003 and 2005.
We had a whole lot of gazelles for a good 500 meters right in front of us, and they just kept hopping across the road. They'd run off and then they'd come back, and of course animals have the right of way over here, so you respect that, but it's okay. And then being first on the road, also we were the first ones to find all the slippery spots, make all the braking points. We found all the places where, especially where it was though there's quite a bit of grass, it was very slippery. We're lucky to make it up that hill where everyone got stuck.
The event, which was flagged off this morning by Kilifi County Deputy Governor Flora Chibule, saw over 60 drivers and navigators, marking the largest ever entry for the East African Safari Classic Rally. The event attracted participants from more than 20 countries. Faith Akinyi for Legends Edition.
Our stakeholders in field, track events and other sporting activities have challenged investors in Embu and other towns to consider putting up standard sports facilities that can be used for training and competitions. Speaking in Embu, Chairman Athletics Kenya Embu branch Stephen Njeru observed that partnerships with investors is a boost to upcoming athletes who lack sponsors to grow their talents. Njeru called on the investors in the hospitality industry to come on board. He also revealed that Embu County will be launching an under-20 camp, adding that sponsorship has been the biggest challenge to sports development in Embu County. Let's take a listen.
Kama watu wa sport tunakuja for the sports tourism ambayo tunajua gavana wetu Cecily Mutiso Mbarire anaihimiza sana tuwe na sport tourism, watu watembee Embu. Najua saa hii tuko na club yetu ya under 20 ambayo tuna train pale Embu na ambayo umeishika vizuri.
And that is a wrap from the sports segment of the Legends edition this Saturday evening. Hoping that you join us again next Saturday for another Bamba edition. And before I hand you over to Fairs, I just want to remind you that after the show, Bridge over Congo, the Rumba fans with Mufumu, Winnie, Marie-Jose and DJ Salima stand by on the other side. And they're saying it's rocking tonight. Don't miss it. Over United Fairs.
Thank you very much, Topi Liambila. Always at his best with the latest in sports. Now let's go to the story for COP28, which has been filed by O'Brien Kimani. Right, oil-rich Azerbaijan will host the next conference of the parties in 2024 after days of marathon lobbying by the Eastern European nation. The country managed to wither strong competition from Armenia, which was also bidding to host the 2024 round of the climate talks. The development comes amid a stiff stalemate at the ongoing COP28 in Dubai, with only 4 days before the meet closes here in the United Arab Emirates. O'Brien Kimani has more from COP28 in Dubai.
Members of the civil society movement, they are raising their concerns over the slow pace of negotiations here at the COP28. While we are still keeping tabs of what is happening here with the negotiations going on and negotiators hoping to strike a deal before the close of the day tomorrow. Now, 2 issues here are dividing negotiators. One of them is the total phase-out of fossil fuels. The other issue that is dividing negotiators here is on climate adaptation. Today we have heard from the African Group of Negotiators, which is a platform that brings together all the 54 African countries on the negotiating table, saying that Africa is getting the short end of the stick.
The report has revealed that the gap is 50% larger than previously thought, and that the adaptation needs are now 10 to 18 times as great as the flaws of international public finance.
We are not playing victim. We are victims of climate change impacts, and this has to be known. Adaptation finance has been put to the back burner throughout this number of years. We are raising the voice to say that they should unlock adaptation finance, because Africa needs means of implementation to face adaptation that they are already sacrificing a lot to do on the continent. That's why the young people of Africa are here themselves telling the story of adaptation.
We are looking forward to moving from talk, moving from policies, and accelerating the action and the ambition in terms of mitigation, in terms of adaptation, and in terms of action towards achieving some of the commitments that have been put forward in the previous COPs. So we are looking at accelerated action in terms of working towards the world commitment, the global commitments in terms of achieving the climate action goals.
Well, that's the latest from the COP28, which is taking place here in Dubai. Remember, we are tracking all the conversations and watching every move here at the COP28. My name is O'Brien Kimani. I'm taking you back to Broadcasting House. Thank you for your time.
Some great news in. Just now, it's just come through. KBC reporter Nancy Okware has been awarded the Scribe of the Year 2023 award for being outstanding, consistent, agile and innovative in her storytelling ability, which has positively impacted our society. Nancy was among the few journalists who had the opportunity to interview dignitaries and high-level officials, including the head of state. Heartiest congratulations to Nancy Okware. That's from me personally, and of course from the management, and of course the extended staff, the reporters, people behind the scenes, wishing you a very, very hearty congratulations. Well done, and I'm going to give you a big round of applause here. Right, and that's all from our newsroom. I am Fayaz Qureshi. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition was Lucy Mwaura. Have a good night.
Cape Verde, the Cape to Cairo, Turkana to Timbuktu. The youth of Africa are gathering in Nairobi, Kenya, from the 8th to the 12th of December 2023 for the 6th edition of Youth Connect Africa Summit. Youth Connect is the most consequential platform for realizing the African Youth Charter. The first 5 editions, hosted respectively in Kigali, Rwanda, and Accra, Ghana, have served to consolidate Youth Connect as a formidable platform for the youth of Africa. Themed Youth Innovating a Borderless African Renaissance, the 6th edition in Nairobi, Kenya, raises the bar of Youth Connect to